right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to our Tuesday talk. This is a weekly presentation that we have on different matters that are relevant to adult learners like yourself. And today we have Daisy Cordero here from the Office of Student Financial Aid presenting on finding scholarships for adult learners. My name is Chloe Lundeen. I'm the adult learner liaison and peer mentor for adult learners at the university. So you've likely seen emails from me. I assist with Tuesday talks and also manage a new space that we have for adult learners called the Adult Learner Lounge. And I do our social media as well. So if you don't follow us on Facebook and Instagram already, I certainly encourage you to do so. I'm going to hand it off to Daisy now because I'm sure she has a lot of information to cover.
Thank you, Chloe, and welcome everybody. Hopefully, after I'm through with the presentation, you will have learned something that you can take with you and use for the rest of your college career and beyond. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk a little bit about scholarships and funding sources for the adult learners. All right, and as everybody knows, students can apply for private scholarships funding every year. Right after you file the FAFSA this month, the new FAFSA for 23-24 is ready to be completed. It's available at FAFSA.gov. Once you do that, at the end of October, the new scholarship application and website in our from our office will be available to you. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I know I've never heard of any student who doesn't want a scholarship. All right, everybody is vying for the same thing. Everybody wants, scholarship because it helps us to complete our life's dreams with our program, our education, et cetera, et cetera. So our scholarships, our private scholarships at Wayne State University are endowed. They are annual, like private scholarships from our private donors. That may come from agencies, associations that we have with businesses, alumni, all kinds of wonderful people who want to donate their funding to Wayne State. The incoming students are automatically considered for private scholarship funding. Merit scholarships may be replaced or supplemented with an endowed scholarship. This is usually for the freshmen or freshmen really, who come in and are able to take advantage of our pledge scholarships that we have. It's a little bit more difficult for the adult learner for various reasons, okay? But there is still hope for all of us who are coming back to school. So I don't want anyone here to get discouraged because there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Of course, it's not a train coming. There are wonderful scholarships to be had. So our private scholarships, the Scholarship Universe is our new scholarship platform. And it's the university-wide scholarship portal. And the reason why this is not ready to go is it was supposed to be unveiled and ready to go October 1st, together with the FAFSA. But as everybody knows, anytime you're dealing with technology and a new platform or whatever it is we're doing with technology, it's very, very difficult sometimes. So we are working feverishly to get this out to all of you. I think it's going to be a new beginning for a lot of people who have never applied for private scholarships. And it will be available the end of October. We will send out information to every student who's admitted to Wayne State. And of course, I will send out the information directly to Chloe and Amber so that she can forward it to all of you. You may apply for general, major specific, and activity specific scholarships. We have so many scholarships from the College of Education, engineering, history, communications, journalism. Currently, it's supposed to open October of each year. Once we get this year done behind us for the 23-24 academic year, moving forward, like the fall of 23, the new Scholarship Universe platform or site will be open for everybody without much trouble. So what you want to do is, once I let Chloe and Amber know that the scholarship is available and you receive an email from our office, please, please, please go to that website and apply for the private scholarship application. Fill out the entire application and submit all requested supporting documents. And of course, you want to have your FAFSA done this month to be ready to apply for scholarships. Some of our scholarships require FAFSA and some do not, but it's good to file the FAFSA anyway. So please make sure that you are on that track right now in filing your FAFSA. It's really important. The external scholarship opportunities are phenomenal. All kinds of free scholarship search sites and information regarding external scholarships. And we have vetted these. So if you go to this website, wayne.edu/scholarships/external/ you will be able to look at the entire page that contains more than one page, contains a ton of information. And if you receive an outside scholarship, the organization should send the money or the check to the Wayne State University cashier's office. Wayne State must be spelled out. So whenever we receive a check and it says WSU, we can't do anything with that. We have to send it back to the donor, unfortunately, to let them know. It's really important that that this gets sent to our scholarship office, completed correctly. Chloe, you're muted.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We have a question from the group. Are these available to Canadian students?
Some of our scholarships are available to our Canadian students. What they need to do is file a paper FAFSA. There's a FAFSA requirement. They have to file. They can't do the online, the form online because they don't have Social Security, right? If they're not U.S. citizens. However, there are many scholarships that our Canadian students are eligible to receive because they're based on merit. So, and these are all private scholarships and external scholarships. So yes, the answer is yes. Yes, good question. Anything else that I can answer? We're good? All right. Once we receive the award information from the outside donors, we will proceed to award the scholarship. So you will see it via Academica through the financial aid portal. You will see all of your financial aid, loans, grants, and scholarships. So it is imperative that everybody who is registered to take classes at Wayne State and it's admitted, get used to, number one, reading your emails, and number two, checking Academica. I would recommend you check Academica 2 or 3 times a month just to make sure everything is good. Particularly when it's end of the semester and a new semester is beginning. Classes will begin January 9th, the winter semester. Make sure that everything is in order if you are enrolled now. For 23-24, please start getting used to checking Academica because that's how we communicate with our students. Okay. And of course, you also want to make sure that if you know of any organization on your own, that you do your own research for scholarships, that you start doing that early. This is a good time to start looking for scholarships for the fall of 23-24. And of course, we do our best to vet all these scholarships. But if you receive a scholarship that you have acquired outside of the external scholarship site at Wayne State, then the check will come to us, and then there's no vetting, there's nothing. We just put the award right on your account. Now, if a donor tells you that this award, because everything is divided for all awards between fall and winter semesters, right? And if you're, let's say you're graduating in December and you received a scholarship this fall coming up of 2023, we could always, or you could always ask the donor, may I please have the entire amount of that scholarship for one semester because I'm graduating. And we would rather do something with your loans, maybe reduce a loan if we need to. That's why it's important to do this early on. Then not allow you to use the entire amount you have been awarded. Okay. And it's always good to ask. I don't recall any donor who has told us, oh, no, this has to be divided between fall and winter. No, if the students are graduating in the fall, they want the student to have the money that, they have received, earned, either merit or because it's a good match. It's a good scholarship and they have matched with the student. So it's always, and then ask us too. If you email me or email a student service center and ask, you can just send an email and say, I want to know if there's a possibility for my scholarship to be given for one semester because I'm graduating in whatever semester, the fall. It's usually the fall. If you're not graduating the fall, then the scholarship will split unless the donor says this $10,000 is for the fall semester only. Okay, we try to work as much as we can with our donors and with our students. Our concern is to support the student. Okay, so we will do whatever we need to do within the law, okay, to make sure that the students receive what they're owed. Then, of course, there is additional help for expenses. The federal subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Private alternative loans can be used to cover other expenses such as tuition, housing, books, etc. A lot of many of our adult learners have either used up all of their loan eligibility, which is $57,500, or are very close and they need just a little bit of money to get them over that hump to graduate. I am not a proponent of the alternative loans. I don't like them. The interest rate is pretty high. However, if it's and it's based on credit, if it's between getting a small amount of an alternative loan versus graduating and then not being able to get your diploma and your transcripts, forget it. I recommend you do the alternative loan route if you have to. That is if you have used all your subsidized and unsubsidized loans. But be cautious with this, okay? We also offer emergency grants. If you are enrolled now and you are taking classes now, please, please, please go to wayne.edu, put on the search engine up there, emergency loan application, and apply. It's not going to hurt. You don't know. You may be able to secure $1,000, $600, whatever it is that we can give you. It's important to do that. And of course, we have a food pantry, the Warrior Wardrobe, which has beautiful clothes if anybody needs anything for, a suit for an interview or whatever. And, we try to support our students in every way that we can. Okay. We also have federal work study. That may be an option for some of us, not for everybody, because most of you may have jobs outside of Wayne and, you don't need a college work study job. So here's a question. I was awarded a scholarship outside of the university. How does that appear on my account? Well, like I said before, a check should be sent to the WSU cashier's office. If the check is made co-payable to you and us, Wayne State, you have to sign it. You have to, sign the back of the check and then include your student number or your access ID. If the check is only payable to us, then you don't need to sign anything because it's already made out to Wayne State. We will add the funds to your account based on the donor's request. Here we go. Divided, not divided. If you're graduating in December, I would, beg the donor, please let me have the money right now. But all awards will split automatically between fall and winter semesters unless the donor requests differently. And this is really important. What housing scholarships do you have? Some housing scholarships are available through our private scholarship application. So make sure you apply. If you're living in any of our apartments, we have several adult students who are living in the apartments, actually more than several, many of them. The main goal is to assist the students with tuition and fees, but let me warn you, even with the housing scholarship, housing is very expensive, okay? Once you sign on the dotted line, it is hard to go back and say, forget it, to renege on it. It's a contract. And it's very difficult to tell the owners of those dorms that you changed your mind. It's a huge appeal process. It goes through a committee. So please think carefully. Make sure you have enough funding to cover housing. Don't count on the housing scholarship. Many of our students receive it, but many do not. Okay. Now, is it too late to apply for private scholarships? If you complete the FAFSA at least by March 1st, but I'm recommending that you do it now. And then you're going to apply for the private scholarships by the end of October. New scholarship link will be published soon. You will receive an email, and that will allow you to apply for these scholarships. The best intentions, you know how that goes, right? We tried so hard to get this done in a timely fashion, but things always pop up. But please do not despair. We should have this done by the end of October. So just put a little notice in your phones to remind you to apply for scholarships the end of October. And I will again send email or messages to Chloe and Amber as to when the application will be live. All right, I'm a great student. Will you give me more scholarship, please? Maybe. If you complete the private scholarship application, you may be selected by the committee to receive an additional award. The 2023 private scholarship application will open again the end of October and closes the end of March. Keep the deadlines on your phone. Please, please keep the deadlines on your phone. I had a adult student who received a scholarship from the College of Ed, and the scholarship, the requirements was for the student to be full-time. Well, I called the College of Ed and I begged them. I said, please help me with this student. She's graduating soon. She's doing really well. She has a high GPA. She's a good student. Is there a way that you can ask the donor if she can have the scholarship based on 6 credits? Oh yeah, they sure did. They found her a better scholarship, more money to help her. So always ask, please always ask. Don't make any assumptions about scholarships, and then do your own research. If you're a veteran or if you work in a place where there's a union, we have a lot of scholarships in Michigan from foundations. Please ask. All they can say is no. Apply, and if they say no, they say no. But at least you did your duty, to try to get something. Are there any financial planning workshops that will help map out paying for housing, books, etc.? Yes. Watch your email for financial literacy events and budgeting workshops from the Office of Student Financial Aid and/or the Academic Success Center. You can also utilize iGrad for self-paced learning with videos and interactive exercises. I believe I did. Chloe, I don't know. Yes, Chloe, you have your hand up.
Oh,
yes.
We just have a question from the chat. Are there scholarships exclusively for adult learners?
Far and in between, because we're making the assumption that everybody who goes to college is an adult, remember? So what we define as adult when we're working with your group or this group is different when we're working with, let's say, freshmen or sophomores or even seniors who are not yet 24. They're considered adults by us, but not by the Department of Education. So not, we don't have a set of scholarships that's exclusively for adult learners. I will talk a little bit more about some sites that I'm recommending. So I would just apply for anything that's out there. That's all, because that's the way to go. Or you can do a search, scholarships for adult college students, and stuff will come up. You have to be very, very, very careful what's out there and what you're applying for. Because once you give them any private information, that's it. They sell that, they do all kinds of crazy things. So please be cautious, okay?
Daisy, I have another question. If somebody comes across a scholarship online that they're not sure if it's like legitimate or not, could they reach out to your office to?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For us to vet it. Absolutely. Actually, they can reach out to me, to our office, to the Student Service Center, send a case and say, I found this scholarship. I want to know if it's legit. Can somebody help me? And, and then that's our job. And what I would do is, if the case came to me, I would put it into the scholarship unit inbox, and they will check that out. That's what they do better than anybody. So yes, the answer is yes. When in doubt, leave it out. Don't apply for anything that you have suspicion. If the scholarship says everybody's a winner, this is great, we've always had people win scholarships, be cautious. I would go on to the next one, the next scholarship, because nothing is ever everybody or always. Those two words are kind of dangerous. Okay, so how do you feel about your knowledge of scholarship and the awards you may have? Do you feel great? I'm ready for fall. Pretty good, but have a few questions. A little unsure. I need more information. So can anybody tell me, or, raise your hand, or however you want to do it. And if you have questions, we may address them here now. How is everybody feeling about this?
We've got
all right,
Tamika.
Hi.
Hi, Tamika.
I'm feeling a little bit better. I wish this more information was just available when I started school at Wayne State. I remember when I did have a lot of trouble, I would call like the financial aid office and such, and because when you get emails, I would see things like need your parents' signature, or we like all this stuff that was irrelevant to my life that would not help me. And there wasn't much available for me at that time. I mean, better late than never. So that's good. And I know today.
Tamika, I'm so sorry. We strive in our office to serve the students and to do it right. But sometimes there's so many students and then so few of us, okay? It gets a little difficult. That's not an excuse, that's just an explanation. So my advice to all of you is to please stay with it. If you call on the phone and you don't get a call back, send us an email. If you don't receive a response to your email, and if you can come in, I would recommend you come in. We're open from 9 to 5. Well, actually, we're open at 8:30, but the Student Service Center doesn't begin to see students until 9 o'clock, because students never show up at 8:30. So we decided, okay, well, then let's give them some time. So I would recommend, if you have questions about anything, to come in, because you can't, like you said, Tamika, you wish you would have had more help when you were here before. So you can't go back. I can't go back and fix the past, but at least, you have a future, and we're here to help you. And there you have Chloe, you have Amber, you have me, you have a bunch of people. You have the Student Service Center. They work closely with our office. So what happens is when you call the Student Service Center, if they cannot answer your question, they will put that information into a case and send it to the financial aid professional. Okay. And then we will handle it from there. But remember that you have the right to say, you know what, I'm not being serviced right. I pay a lot of money for this education. I'm buying something and I'm not satisfied with it. Can you please do better? You know, can you please help me? You have every right to do that as long as it's done respectfully. You know, we will probably, you know, look down and be ashamed because we didn't do what we were supposed to do, but we will help you. So I appreciate your input, Tamika. Thank you. And I really hope that from going forward, that it'll be a better experience for you. Okay. So anybody else, how are you feeling about this? Anyone else?
Feel free to submit any comments in the chat too. I know it can be hard to unmute ourselves during a meeting, but if you have any thoughts or any questions at all, please feel free to utilize the chat. And I
have a question.
Oh yeah.
I have a question. With the scholarships, I know whenever I'm looking for a scholarship or something, it always at with most of them, you have to do like a paper, well, not a paper,
an essay, like an essay.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? And you have people at Wayne, Chloe included, and Amber, you know, not so much because she's taking care of the academic side and this and that, but I know Chloe or even Amber can point you to some people who can help you with that. And the Student Success Center is fabulous. You go in there and you say, you know what, I have to write an essay and I need help.
Yep, absolutely. So we can connect you to the Writing Center at Wayne State. That's a resource that's available to you as a student. You can go in person, you can go in online, and they can help you write papers for class, scholarship applications. I had a student that applied for the General Studies degree program, and he went to the Writing Center, and they helped him with his request, his application as well. Also in the University Advising Center, that's where Amber and I are housed. Right across the hallway from our office is the Adult Learner Lounge that I mentioned earlier. There's a few computer stations in there that are available specifically for adult learners. And one of us is always in the office pretty much. If you wanted to come in and work on your like a scholarship essay and get some feedback just from us, we could definitely do that for you as well. Or if you want to shoot me an email, I just put my email in the chat. We can definitely help you workshop something.
Okay, thank you.
All right. There's a short scholarship list, and the reason why I did the short one, I have a longer one that I will forward to Amber and to Chloe, because it took me a long time to look at scholarships that were more geared towards the adult learner. There are some out there still, but again, we have to vet them, and that takes, you know, a lot of time. I am not putting scholarship information there without vetting the, you know, the scholarship, because that's dangerous. So if you can either take a picture of this slide, or Chloe, can you put my email on the chat, please? Thank you. Or email me later. I can send you what I have. And this search has to start early, like soon, you know, during the Christmas break, wherever you have some time, please start doing the search early. It's really important. Okay. All right, and we are here to help. Yes, Chloe.
Sorry, I've got a couple of questions here in the chat from Mark. I'm on my second semester here at Wayne. I transferred from Schoolcraft. When I transferred over, I received the gold scholarship. I was unable to be full-time, so I lost it. Is there any way to get this back?
Mark, are you ever going to be full-time? How long did you transfer? How long ago?
It was back, I think I transferred last October. So my first semester was at winter. So I was only able to take one class at the time, and now I have my degree where I want it to be. I do plan on being full-time for this upcoming winter.
Mm-hmm. You know, Mark, why don't you email me? I'm wondering if when you're full-time, doing a scholarship appeal will help. I don't know. I would have to ask, but they did award it to you. And, you know, this happens. So I'm wondering, email me and I'll ask my boss, the director, and see what she says.
Okay.
It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt to ask, right?
Not at all. I know I tried to do an appeal back when I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that, and they just, all I got in response was just declined.
Okay. When you, well, you know what? I'm going to call you, Mark. I'm going to call you. We're going to have a conversation about this. We're going to have a conversation about this. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
because
much.
You're very welcome. This is really unfortunate. You transfer, and then you can't find classes and then they take it away. That's really hurtful. I know. But thank you for your input also, Mark. And please email me, okay? Anybody else has a question that I could answer?
We've got somebody in the chat that said the same thing happened to them.
Oh.
So both of you, I would recommend reaching out to Daisy, right? Via email?
Yes, please. Yes. I can't make any promises. Please make sure you file the FAFSA early. And when the scholarship application opens, then for private scholarships apply. But let me take a look at what you have now. Email me and add your access ID to the subject line, so I can take a look and see what you have, and I'll have a conversation with my boss. Again, I can't promise you anything, but I'm going to try. You know, we're in the business of selling education. That's what we do. We don't build anything, but we do build lives, right? So whatever we can do to make sure that students receive what they need to receive to finish this journey, that's what our office is going to do. I can't make promises, but I certainly can tell you, give you my word that I will talk to our director to see what we can do about this, because I'm sure you're not the only two people this has occurred to, you know, and it's very difficult. But I do, you know, I understand that the universities have requirements. I get all that. But I'm still going to ask, because you may not be full-time this semester, but you could probably be full-time next semester or next something, we can do something. So, but I will ask and get back with you on that one. All right. So please shoot me an email and add your access ID to it so I can see what we can do. Okay. Michelle, you have a question?
Yes. Okay. So here's my spiel. I'm one of the students that has maxed out on everything. I think I have a total of 6 classes left before I can graduate. But so now I'm trying to pay out of pocket, which is becoming hard for me. So I only take one class a semester when I do. And I'm always try to get that breaking up monthly. And I really love Wayne State about helping me out, because they have been helping me out quite a bit. I have done the emergency fund thing, and then I think I've got help when during COVID time when they gave out that grant money. So I really appreciate Wayne State for that. I don't know how many times they can do that for me, but that really helps me a lot when I do take one class, because I can only afford one class at a time. And this is what's taking me so long to get out of school now.
Well,
because of that.
you know what? I got to tell you, Michelle, whether you decide to quit or move on, life moves on, right? So it's best that you stay engaged, even take one class at a time and do it how you're doing it, than not. So I
Right.
have to congratulate you on that, man. That takes the spunk and spirit to do that, because it can get pretty discouraging, but you're good. Why don't you, you've never emailed me before, right, Michelle?
No, I haven't.
Email me and put your access ID on there. I can't. So when would you, okay, I can't divulge any private information here, and you shouldn't either. No one really should, but I will call you. Make sure you put your phone number out there and your access ID and see, because, if I have a couple of people who are graduating in May or something, I'm sure my boss will say, these people are graduating. Maybe there's something we can do for these folks. I can't
Well, I'm
promise anything, but when are you
well.
graduating, Michelle?
Well, it's not going to be in May. Like I said, I have at
That's
least
okay.
six more classes
Okay. Okay.
to be done. I've been in school for a long time.
That's okay. And you know what?
My two kids have came out before me, but I'm okay with that because,
That's
like I
okay.
told them, I work full time and I take care of
There you
household,
go.
so I'm okay with that. But my thing was just because I maxed out of everything. What can I do? And like I said, Wayne State has helped me a lot in previous semesters, so I
Mhm.
really appreciate that. I just didn't know how many times they could continue to do that because that's the only thing that really helped me get a class.
Right. Well, like I said, email me and then let's see what happens.
Okay.
Add your access ID. I'll take a look. Talk to I'm constantly begging them. She sees me and she probably wants to say, please don't go my way, Daisy. Don't go my, because I'm always begging for money, because that's what we do. I want everybody here to be successful. And if you're graduating a particular semester,
Mhm.
because you have 6 classes. Imagine if we could help you at least pay 2 of those classes per semester.
Yes, that I
Wouldn't that
really
be,
yes,
that
it
would be
will.
a,
Yes.
that would be a beautiful thing. So please, Michelle, apply for scholarships either way, even though, you're only taking one. Well, who knows? Who knows what the future is going to bring? We don't know. And you've applied for emergency grants, which is great.
Hmm.
That's wonderful. So, you're doing it right. And as
Yeah, and
long
I,
as,
I I try to I'm at a 3.2 GPA average, and I've
wow,
been there on it. So I'm
wow.
trying to do my best as a student.
Yes, and
And
you're a
so
hero, let me tell you, to me, with a family and this and that, and oh my goodness. And the transfer students here, Mark and the other person who lost their scholarship, you're also heroes, because a lot of people, that happens and they just leave. Forget it, I'm
right.
gone. So
Yes.
you're standing there and you're doing what you're supposed to, and I congratulate you. This
Thank
is
you.
why you're welcome. I love serving the adult student. Not that I don't mind working with the fresh. I don't, because I love all my students. That's not the issue. Is that you guys know where you're going and what you need to do to get there,
Right.
and you're not here to make friends and influence people and have a good time. You can do that, but you have a goal and an objective. And boy, you're meeting that.
Correct. Yes.
You're meeting that. And I congratulate you. Thank you, Michelle, for
Thank you.
sharing that. And then email me, please. Okay. Same as Mark and the other person who that happened to, where you
Okay.
lost your scholarship.
Thank you.
I'm not a magician. I'm not, but I'm very persuasive. So, we need to do what we need to do within the law, so the letter of the law. So that's what we do. Any other question? Anything else? I told my boss that I wish we would have had the scholarship application ready to roll, but we don't, and that's okay. You will know when it's up and live. You will know. Okay. So anything else I can answer for you and I can help you with right now? And again, if you email the Student Service Center and you get no response, which that's not going to happen because they're very good, you have my email now. Please, please email me, add your Access ID on the subject line. I may take a day or 2 or 3 to answer, but I always do. I always reply. So stay the course, be encouraged. You know, I always say life is like a battery. It has the positive and it has negatives, right? To make the battery. And sometimes we are on the negative side of the battery, but it's okay because we know we can't stay there long. We'll move over to the other side in a bit, but it takes what you guys have, you know, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of, I'm not moving, I'm staying here, and I'm staying the course. And it'll be very well worth it, Michelle, especially for you, because you know, it's taken a long time, but it's not really, it's not. You'll get to where you need to go. So anything else? And I will forward a list of scholarships to Chloe and Amber so she can share with all of you, to make sure that, you know, you have our private scholarships, and then you have some outside things. This will be for 23-24 though, okay?
So I took attendance of folks here today, and I'll make sure to send those resources out. This has also been recorded, and we'll post it on our YouTube page. So when I email you all, I'll make sure to include a link to our YouTube page so you can see all of our past Tuesday talks. As well as if you'd like to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, that's a good way to make sure that you're up to date on what events we have coming up, as well as information about our Adult Learner Lounge and other things that we're up to, because we're always up to stuff. And then please let me know if you have any questions. Daisy, just so you know, you're sharing your screen still. Please, I put my email and Daisy's email in the chat. So if you'd like to reach out to us anytime, okay, thank you, Tamika, I see that. Please feel free to reach out to us anytime, sorry, Daisy or myself. And like I said earlier, if you have any challenges with your return to Wayne State, if you need a good advocate, if you just want to touch base, please feel free to reach out to me anytime.